What's good, everybody? It's your boy Chris Crazy House, and I'm back again for some more Chris Crazy commentary. Just letting all you artists out there know that if you have not received the memo or you have not been put on notice, right now we are in the midst of the great AI theft of 2024. Yes, indeed, we are. We are here, folks. And truth be told, if you've ever uploaded any of your artwork onto the internet, you are already caught up within this whirlwind that is AI art. It's just now these major companies that control a lot of these social media applications, they're being upfront about it, saying that yes, we are going to take your artwork and use it to train our AI. When they say that, basically what they mean is they're going to steal your artwork, and whoever uses these programs will be able to go onto these programs and basically use your art as information to create their own art, quote unquote, because truth be told, that's not real art if you're stealing from somebody else and kind of just pushing it back out there and not even putting forth any type of effort to create it. You're just pushing a couple of buttons and it's squeezing out this processed piece of artwork like lunch meat, right? So recently, over the last few months, I've seen that the company Meta, which is in control of the applications Facebook and Instagram and a few others, and also the company Adobe, have announced that they will all be, if you ever either uploaded any artwork to their apps or you've created some artwork with their apps, when we're talking about Adobe and how they are like subscription based, then they will be taking your artwork and using that for their AI, to train their AI, right? And of course, people in the art community have been up in arms about this. So much so that it's spread across the internet, and a lot of these companies are starting to kind of back up a little bit on the whole, making this announcement, or they're trying to create some sort of legal clauses to get out of any type of real responsibility. Because with Meta, what they're saying is if you fill out a certain form, you'll be able to opt out of your artwork being used to train their AI, right? But, I've already seen that there are still ways they can get around that. Also with Adobe, they've also said, okay, a lot of artists are saying that they're not going to use Adobe products anymore to do artwork, which I know is not true. But, I guess the scare was enough for the Adobe company, and they've decided to back up a little bit about telling people that they're going to take their artwork to train their AI. So it's a big deal, and it's as big as I predicted it was going to be years ago. I talked about the advent of AI artwork and what was going to happen with it and what was going to become of it and where it was kind of going. I talked about the implications for artists out there, and just letting you artists out there understand and know that your average person doesn't care if the artwork is created by you by hand or in a digital program, or if it's created through AI. No one cares, okay? Especially the companies and the corporations. They really don't care. I mean, they really don't care for creatives anyway. So the idea that they could have a computer or some sort of AI robot create something for them, they're all for that. And they don't have to worry about paying you or, supplementing you with any type of, living expenses or whatever. They can just go to this computer and have it push out as much artwork as possible, and they'll be satisfied, because to them it's all the same. They don't care if it looks soulless. They don't give a damn if it looks like a derivative of other things that have already come out there, or if it's just stolen artwork from somebody else. They don't have to pay for it, so that's all they're thinking about, right? Likewise with so many of these, just your average regular person that is on social media, they don't care either whether it's handcrafted or if it's AI. I see so many of these AI pages popping up on Instagram and on Facebook, and I see so many people going to these pages and liking the images. Now, your average artist can take all their time in the world to create a painting, to write a script, to make a book, to just do like one little art piece or whatever, or a sketch or whatever, and put it out there and get a fourth of the likes that an AI artist will get. Because with AI, all they gotta do is type in, hey, I want, a robotic rabbit with machine guns, and they can process 10 or 15 pieces of artwork just based on that description, right? And they'll be out there for general consumption. And they can do that hourly. They don't even have to do it daily. They can do that hourly, just putting out stuff and building an audience off of artwork that's not even real, some artwork they didn't even do. But in the time that it takes you to conceptualize, come up with an idea, test it out, maybe do some sketches or, do a storyboard or whatever, they've already processed and done all these AI art pieces in that time. As soulless as it might be, as fake and phony as it might look, as derivative as it might look, as cliche as some of that crap looks, people don't care, right? So for the artists out there, I just want you to truly understand that most people can't tell the difference. They don't care who created it or how it was created. They don't care if it hurts your feelings. They don't care what struggles you go through as an artist and a creative. All they care about is this finished product sitting there in front of them. It looks good enough, so they're going to go with that, right? And it's a shame, but this is the reality that we live in now, and it's not going away anytime soon. It's only going to get worse, no matter depending on how you look at it, right? For me, the way I've been thinking about it more often is it adds more value to the art that I create. That's the way I've been kind of looking at it recently. Because in the advent of these computers being able to push out something and throw something out there, it adds value to the skill that I put into my artwork. So and it's almost in a way like, look at this, like for people who do, I don't know, like hand sewn clothes or something like that. Yeah, a factory machine can just put out clothes over and over again and mass produce these things. But if you as a designer hand sew something or design it yourself and sew it all together, that has more value, right? Because it's not just some mass produced thing, it's something that is unique to you and made for somebody else. So you might have to start thinking of your artwork in that regard, okay? Because that's basically where we are right now with AI artwork. And one of the things I've seen online, I saw like a lot of artists say that they're going to leave certain social media platforms. Like I've seen people say they're not going to use Adobe products. I've seen people say they're not going to use Facebook or Instagram anymore. And that's one of those things that it sounds good. It sounds like a good idea. Like, okay, I'm going to leave this platform and not put any more of my artwork on there and just delete my whole page or whatever. Sounds good, right? The problem with that is not every artist can afford to do that. And what I mean by that is there are so many artists out there that depend on these social media platforms, no matter how nefarious they may be. There are still people out there that depend on these social media platforms to engage their audience, which is a shame, because you would think that, if you are an artist and you have your own website, that you should not have to constantly post to Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, right? But it all depends if your audience is going to follow you to your website. Because there's so many people that always even say to me like, hey, why don't you just leave YouTube or leave Instagram? You can say whatever you want on your own website or do whatever you want on your own website. and not have to worry about that getting banned or getting people stealing your artwork or whatever, right? And that's true. However, will my audience actually come to my website and look at my artwork there? Like if I make a post on my website now has its own mailing list and everything else. So there would be a way for me to communicate with my audience there, but is the audience going to follow me there, or are they only going to stay on YouTube? Because if they're on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, they can look at a plethora of artists as they're scrolling through. They're not just looking at one person's work or one person's website. Everyone's not like me who likes to go onto people's personal websites and see what they have on there. So I understand that. That's not the society that we've built through social media, right? People like having that variety and going through all that stuff. And that's what they like to concentrate on. It's not so much them wanting just the uniqueness of an artist, unless they're like some big mainstream artist, right? So, I would love to hear some commentary and some ideas from you as to what you all think about what's going on with AI artwork now. I'd love to hear your opinions. So you can always just leave them in the comments section. I very much like to hear what you all have to say. And I'm still going to be talking about this subject because this is something that's going to keep on evolving as time goes on. And like I said, I just feel like it's something we're going to have to deal with. It's not going away anytime soon. So we better figure out ways to adapt, or at the very least figure out ways to just live with it and still understand that we as artists still have value. In my opinion, the advent of AI artwork adds more value to what we do, because we are still people doing artwork, and it's not just being processed and pushed out by some machine. So anyway, you folks let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Anyway, this is Chris Crazy House signing out. Peace.